And then the last one, and this is kind of the one that I believe a lot of people that own XRP operate in, is purpose. All the other things come along with purpose. You see other people that have BHAGs or big, hairy, audacious goals that they set, and then they're able to rally people around them in order to be able to accomplish those. I mean, think about Elon Musk, right? You may not like Elon, but you have to admit, going to Mars is a big deal. And being able to be an interplanetary species, to be able to mitigate the risk of the Earth, blowing up at some point, that's a big goal. And that requires a lot of really smart people working on it to actually be able to actualize it. And then how do you monetize that in a way where it's able to fund itself? Well, you do each one of the pieces, right? So you've got self-driving cars. You're going to need those on Mars because you're not going to be able to send people at first. You need an AI that can oversee everything that's going on there, because again, you're not going to have people on the planet, but you still want purview of what's going on. You're going to need a boring company to be able to bore things underground in order to be able to create communities that aren't dealing with the radiation of the sun. You're going to need Starlink to be able to communicate between here and there, and you're going to need SpaceX to be able to travel between the Earth and wherever they're going. So if you look at all of his companies, they are all pieces of what actually actualizes that goal. If you haven't ever read the book about OKRs or objectives and key results, would love for people to do that. Google and many other large corporations have implemented that, and that's why they've been extremely successful. They have one high objective, and then they build key results underneath that that they then have to actualize in order to be able to meet that objective. And you can whittle that down to daily tangible actions that you're taking toward that larger goal. So if you can use that framework, it's actually very useful. And I think that that's what Elon does. He uses first principles, reverse engineers things, takes what's actually required and kind of removes the rest from the deal. There's a lot you can learn from him, whether you like him or not. I don't agree with everything that he says. I don't think anybody does. Same thing with Trump. I definitely don't agree with everything he says. But you have to have some respect for people that have been extremely successful and the frameworks that they use. So anyway, that's my hierarchy. And again, everybody's purpose is different. But if you are, really looking to create value in society, and I don't want to say change the world, but leave it better than you found it. There's a lot of ways to do that. And I find it very telling that the majority of people I interact with that own a large amount of XRP or have a significant allocation, whatever that means for them, that's what their goals and objectives are. It's not self-indulgence or egotistical. Some